Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Luke and the channel that you're watching is called Student Size. The entire goal behind my channel is that I'm trying to help people who are students in college succeed at their fitness journey, whether it is to lose weight or to maximize muscle growth or anything in between. Right now, I'm a computer engineer and I have many interests. In fact, some of those interests are going to be displayed on my channel, such as financial interests and computer-related interests, hence my profession as a computer engineer. Anyways, that'll be just a little bit about me. Let's go back to my dorm and I'll show you a little bit more. Hey guys, so we're back at my dorm and I just wanted to go through my starting stats with you. I actually lost weight once before when I was younger. I used to be fat, like really badly fat, and I eventually said screw that. It was actually the summer of 2016. So at that point I was, let me just move this around. I was 15 years old. And I weighed a good amount. Right now, and since then actually, I have been 6'5" in terms of height. But in terms of weight, back then, without too much muscle on my frame, I was actually an entire 285 pounds. And at that point, I had been lifting since the summer before my freshman year. So I had only 1 year of lifting experience. At that point, during the summer of my sophomore year, I had decided, hey, I have to actually start kicking my butt into gear and actually doing something. Motivation for that behind that for me was actually the idea that I felt as if I might end up dying too soon to be able to do everything that I can to help other people, or maybe I'd be so fat that I wouldn't be able to actually take care of people. Eventually I was like, I need to take care of this so that I can be there for people in my life, so that I can actually not be a waste. So I took a year and a half, and at that point I was actually 17 at the point where the end of this came, and I weighed 200 pounds. Actually, my lowest weigh-in was 198.6 pounds. And at that point I had experience for 2.5, about 3 years. So there is that. And yeah, those are basically my starting stats and my ending stats for my initial weight loss phase. It didn't all stay off though. As much as I wanted it to, I ended up actually gaining weight again until now. At this point, I'm about 265 pounds. That being said, I have 4.5 years of experience weightlifting under my belt, so I do have a lot more muscle mass on my frame, but there's definitely too much fat there, and I am going to be sharing that journey of fat loss with you guys. Next, we're actually going to go to the gym because we're going to show you some of my 1 rep maxes so that I can show you my starting stats on lifting. See you there. Alright guys, now we're starting with bench press. If you guys are wondering what's up with this angle, it's honestly just because I didn't want you to see my stomach. I was a little self-conscious about that because I don't have very long shirts. It's difficult for me to find long enough shirts. But that's just a little self-conscious nerves thing. I got over that in these next clips. Anyways, as you saw in that last clip and this clip, I started with a set of 8 and I pyramided to a set of 5 just as warm-up for 1 rep maxing on bench press. It's very good to do this in order to actually be able to get your full maximum strength in without tiring yourself out too much. You want to sort of warm your muscles up, give yourself a little bit of a heads up without tiring yourself out. Then doing 2 rep max there. 1 rep max test right here at 290 pounds, and I got it pretty easy. So we go up to 300 pounds next, right here, just giving myself a little preparation time and calming down. This one was going to be a difficult one, I know. I knew that when I started. So I give myself time, rest, set up, and I strongly recommend you guys give yourselves at least 5 to 7 minutes in between each 1 rep max set, because you are really going for maximal strength, which you need as much energy as you can to do so. So here I go, and right there, lift off, it goes down, and it looks like it might not go, but it goes. Then we go over to shoulder press. This first set is just a set of 65 pounds on each dumbbell. The rules for this are make sure that I keep perfect form via keeping my elbows drifting in front of my body, and I keep my lower back on or as close to on as possible on the bench. If it comes off too much, or if I stop keeping my elbows in front of my body, then this is completely void. The set is void. So I do that with 65 on the last clip, and this clip is 70s, and I end up getting both of these, but the video corrupts in a weird way. So on my phone, it doesn't register that I still have those videos. So I'm like, crap, I have to actually do it again in order to have the video and proof that I can at least do that before I move on, right? So I do the set of 8 here with 70 again, but ironically, I end up forgetting how many reps I do in the middle of the set. I actually do 9 at the end. You see there, I asked the guy who was filming me, was that 8? He said, just do 1 more. So I did. And there you go. And then there was a set of 75s. I ended up getting 5 reps of that. My estimated 1 rep max based off of the 9 reps at 70 pounds is about 93 pounds on the shoulder press. And my 1 rep max on bench was 300 exactly. So yeah, there's that. And you see there, it's a failure, but I still push through. And right here, we're going on to squat. I honestly don't trust myself 1 rep maxing on this or deadlift just because I don't think that I have good enough form yet. Right now, you can see me actually making sure that I do try and keep perfect form throughout the entire set of this. This is a lighter set, just a warm-up set, and then my working set. My final working set, which I'll show you, is actually really not that much weight in terms of squat, but it's really more so a matter of me trying to make sure that I can do my best, do perfect form, and build up to a higher weight. So right there, that was just an easy 135, and this is 175. Really nothing special for squat, especially at my body weight. But honestly, with the amount of experience that I've had in the gym, not all of it has been very well focused, we'll just say. A lot of the experience that I have has been mostly focused on my frontal upper body development, mostly my chest, triceps, anything of that nature. So my legs are really lagging behind. My back is lagging behind a good amount as well. I can do a couple of pull-ups maybe, but not that many, like 2 or 3 legitimately. And that's about it. So here you can see me really focusing on getting perfect form. I take a little bit of extra rest just so that I can have that rest if I need it. And I get down, hit depth, make sure I don't sacrifice my back rounding, anything of the sort. And yeah, going into deadlift here, as you can see, I am, again, trying to make sure I do perfect form. Essentially, deadlift you can think of as a standing leg press. It's essentially how I think of it, especially here with sumo deadlift, how I have my legs wider apart. And it's a lot nicer, in my opinion, for that kind of a feel. It's good for trying to make sure you keep your form correct, because deadlift especially, it technically is one of the safest lifts that you can possibly do,
only if you are doing it biomechanically correctly. Because if you're doing it incorrectly biomechanically, then you are likely to injure yourself. But the way that I'm doing it here, I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm keeping perfect form and I am not risking injury. Because if I risk that injury, then that risk would hurt me a lot.
And that'll be it for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope I can share my journey with you and maybe teach you a couple of things. I also think I'll probably learn a couple of things too in the comment section, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it unfolds. We'll see you next time.